Round number 5. In the blue corner, it's Jonas Theodore Koschel. And in the red corner, it's Oliver Rafik David Newton Asmatali.
Two EU players going at it. They probably may have played each other at the EU WCQ, uncertain, but now they're here in the feature match. Funny enough, yeah, Oliver, I've actually run into him a few times this weekend leading up to the tournament. Very nice guy. I'm not going to give away too much yet, but I'll tell you, he's been asking me for a specific kind of card to be brought into the game. Well, let's see if it's going to come up to the deck that he is bringing here this weekend, but it looks like Jonas might be on the play first.
He's going to start. Oh, it's Labyrinth. Pitching Stovey Torby, and is that a Keldo?
I think it is Keldo. It's cool to include those cards because you do have all the different in-theme furniture monsters for the Labyrinth strategy that require you to discard a card so you can get some extra value with those Earth Fairy monsters.
Yeah, and Keldo, the Shuffler's Pick or Keldo Medora are really good in this format if you're expecting a lot of Dragon Link. You got to get those cards out of where your opponent can use them.
Yep, prevent Bestials from touching down on the field all sorts of times where they'll be advantageous to activate. I'm assuming he set big welcome Labyrinth or welcome Labyrinth. I wasn't able to quite see it. He did it so quickly.
It was big welcome.
Big welcome makes a lot of sense. And he's just going to set one other card face down, and that's going to be it.
It's a good conservative opening. You know what one of those cards is. You're not going to get blown out if your opponent has something like Harpy's Feather Duster. And you keep all those cards in your hand to keep your opponent guessing on what else he might have.
Ooh, set rotation. Maybe we're going to have an indicator of what he's playing, and it's Union Hanger ABC. That is the card Oliver Everton, who's like, we need a Link 1 ABC monster. He's been asking about all weekend, and it's because he is a dedicated ABC duelist. He's playing it here. He's going to give Jonas the Dragon Ravine and set the Union Hanger to his side of the field.
Now, I know that people want insanely powerful cards for their own deck, but he's got to know what a bad idea that would be to make. He's got to know.
Indeed, and now he's going to activate that Union Hanger. One of the, I wouldn't say one of the first most powerful field spells, but it was definitely an impactful field spell upon its release right away, because it really helps you get to that ABC Dragon Buster, and he's going to add BUSTER Drake.
Now, it's interesting that it's a Dragon Ravine that he sent over to the other field. Traditionally, that's something like Gateway to Chaos, so your opponent just can't activate it all because they're not going to have the required thing to search.
Yeah, a little dangerous if he doesn't, I mean, you can tell he's playing his Labyrinth now, but maybe you run into something like Dragon Link, you don't want to be giving them a Dragon's Ravine. So he's going to summon the B-Buster Drake. Union Hanger is going to equip Union Carrier.
Now, notably, these two players are both on 6 points. They are 2 and 2 right now. A loss here will eliminate Boozer.
Playing on the bubble for the rest of the tournament. So he's going to use the Union Hanger effect. He's going to be able to banish it to replace it with a appropriate Union monster that can be equipped to B-Buster Drake. Union Driver, a fantastic Union card.
Yeah, the Shufflers are particularly good against this, right? Because if they get all the pieces into the graveyard,
he might have to
have to banish from field.
Yep, he'd have to find a way to get to A, B, and C. That is for sure. On the field. I didn't even think about that. I mean, we're talking about old decks that are coming back and still being useful in a tournament like this. ABC is one of those older school kind of decks. I mean, it came out, what, 6 or 7 years ago? Now it is back in the action. I guess maybe even longer than that, maybe 8 years ago.
All right, so the one you equip with Union Hanger can't be special summoned, but by swapping the driver out for the C, he can then use the Union effect to special summon.
Oh, this is huge. He has Destrudo, Dragon Lost Vision, and he's going to be able to pay half his life points to special summon from the hand by targeting B-Buster Drake, and it's going to be level 3. Destrudo really good at making Ancient Fairy Dragon. So it's going to go to the bottom as he synchro summons with the B-Buster Drake. And there it is, the freshly unforbidden Ancient Fairy Dragon.
Yep, note that Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect has been changed.
Yeah, but it's only once per turn by name now, and the field spells, when you destroy, you have to add one of a different name, so you won't be able to cycle through the same field spells.
They'll also take out those field spells in the process. Now, you still do get that special summon of level 4 lower monster from your hand.
I guess he won't be able to do it while the set rotation is active, I think, right? Oh, no, you can. Oh, because it destroys both at the same time.
Both.
That makes sense.
And it adds it to your hand, it doesn't set it.
Infinite Impermanence.
Infinite Impermanence on Ancient Fairy Dragon seems pretty good. All right, so we know that the other one is going to be the Big Welcome Labyrinth, and we want to avoid that middle column. 4 spells and traps, as they will be negated for the rest of the turn.
Yeah, definitely want an infinite impermanence of this Ancient Fairy Dragon, because Therion Disc Coliseum is huge in the Dragon League deck. As they are all machines, you can get access to Therion King Regulus. Usually, I'm not certain if he's playing it in his deck, but that is probably somewhere you can go with that Ancient Fairy Dragon with a different named field spell.
So we saw Union Hanger, we saw Dragon Ravine. It would make logical sense that would be another one that you'd see.
Thinking about his options next. No, oh, that's the Infinite Impermanence zone, isn't it? Oh no, maybe it's the one over. It's the one over.
He was thinking about it, but he caught himself there. That is unauthorized reactivation.
That's gonna let him get the Union Monster. Yep, he's gonna equip A, Assault Core.
All right, so at this point, we've got the A, B, and C. They all exist.
Let's see if that prompts anything here from Jonas.
So you equip an appropriate machine Union Monster. Union Monster you equip can't be special summoned this turn. It's a quick play too.
Looks like he isn't going to shuffle it back, so he's going to banish ABC to summon ABC Dragon Buster. Already has 5,100 points of damage on the field.
It's turn 1. Oh no, it isn't turn 1.
Yep, looks like he's going to the battle phase and just going to attack with Ancient Fairy Dragon and attack with ABC Dragon Buster.
Okay, yes, Ancient Fairy Dragon was negated. I was like, wait a minute, don't you skip your, or have to not conduct your...
Makes a lot of sense.
All right, Oliver's going to go first in this one.
Draws 5 cards for the turn. Oh, head shake here from Oliver, not happy with his hand potentially.
Yeah, this is not the time to have not useful hand. Oh, you were right, he does play Therion Disc Coliseum. Therion Disc Coliseum is activated. Jonas hits it with an Ash Blossom. We'll see if we've got called by or no.
Yeah,
oh no, is he gonna set and pass? Oh no!
That's a monster in the first monster zone.
Oh!
And one spell trap
Set
and
one, pass,
Oh,
end
no.
phase, Chandelier with Medora. Wow. So he's had a Furniture and a Earth Fairy in the starting hand in both games. But it's a different set. I guess Keldo goes with Stovey Torby because they're both like super orange.
Yeah.
And Chandelier goes with the other one because they have 1,500 attack.
There you go.
That's how it works.
That makes a lot of sense. Gonna set that. I can only assume either Welcome Labyrinth or Big Welcome Labyrinth here from the deck. I'd guess Big Welcome.
All right. Draws 1 card for turn. Tough start.
Now, you did mention at the beginning of this match, both these players are 2-2, so if either one of them loses, they're going to be pretty much out of the tournament, not be able to make that top 8, while the other one will need to win the next 2 rounds to have a shot at it.
Big Welcome activates.
Is there an Ash Blossom?
This is tough. Like, Oliver didn't look happy with his hand, but he does have the Ash Blossom here.
That could be
This
pretty
is basically
good.
an elimination game. If he loses this one, that's it.
Indeed. Pass?
Pass, all
Yes,
right.
Sometimes Ash Blossom just as strong against Labyrinth as against something like Branded.
All right, Oliver is in this. We gotta see what that face down monster is. It's a...
I'm gonna guess B-Buster Drake. Calling it
B would be a good one.
C
Crush Wyvern. That only helps when you have other things to go with it.
Need a monster specimen from the hand. Gonna go to battle phase. Yeah, start getting there for the damage.
1,200 attack points is better than 0. And you gotta win this game, so you gotta start taking that damage now. Like, you don't want to regret later on not attacking and just being off of game by 1,200 and risking a comeback. Let's see if he has anything else to add to that back row. Losing the Disc Coliseum really hurt.
It really did. That was. At least he'd have a chance to do something here. I don't know if he has another monster that he's gonna be able to use. Gonna take a sec. Okay, so Therion Disc Coliseum can protect any monster by battle by sending a Therion card from your deck to the graveyard, I believe. So we're just probably double checking to make sure it can protect anything. But he's just gonna go into a Link 1 here. It won't be an ABC Link 1.
So we're in main phase 2. Could it be Clara and Rushka? It is Clara and Rushka, the Ventrilla duo. It's the only one I can think of that you make in main phase 2.
I have not seen that card in quite some time.
Yep, and it says, so this trips people up a lot. One normal summon set monster. A lot of people think you can use a face down monster for that. You can use a monster that was face down if it was normal set.
Okay.
Now, if you want a monster that you can use a face down monster for, there is one for that. It's a Ghost Trick monster.
Yep. And here comes the Regulus. He's going to be able to summon Regulus by equipping a machine from the graveyard. He's going to go for Sea Crush Wyvern. I wonder if he drew the Regulus for turn.
I didn't see him at it. Ooh, hang on. Hang on, we've got a Bestial.
Bestial Magnum. Bestials in Labyrinth.
Bestial Magma hits.
I guess it's just another way you can make Chaos Angel with the level 4 and a level 6.
Level 4 and a 6, yep. And that means that Regulus isn't going to have an equip on it. So, if your opponent activates a card effect, you can send a Therian monster from your hand or face the field to the graveyard. So Regulus is still active.
So he'll be able to send the Therion Disc Seymour himself. Magnum effect is going to activate to add a dragon.
Therian monster card.
Oh, it has to be a monster, so he can't send the Disc Seymour. It has to send itself. Okay.
So in the end phase, we get the Druid's form.
I think that one's Soren here.
Is that Soren here?
Yeah, he's pretty dark though, so these European prints. Now, Jonas is going to draw for turn. Now that it's his turn, he'll be able to use the big Welcome Labyrinth. He couldn't use it on the opponent's turn since he didn't have the Fiend on the field.
Yeah, it was a tough start for Oliver, but a really interesting game has broken out here thanks to Clara and Rushka, the Ventrilla duo.
Yeah, that is a really cool card to see. I guess if we're going to see in the deck, it's going to be ABC, because yeah, Oliver probably knows that sometimes the deck struggles to get the machine monster into the graveyard unless you draw multiple copies of those machines.
See, that's why he keeps asking us for the Link 1.
This is his best option. Now I understand.
Look, we're not putting them out of a job. Tough economy out here for Link monsters.
It's tough. Tough to ask for a Link 1 in today's day and age.
All right, Jonas. Taking quite a while to think here.
Just double checking on that Therion Disc Coliseum. It does have that battle protection effect.
Yeah, maybe taking a little too long on this one. So there is the Disc Coliseum here. See, once per turn, if a monster is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target a Therian monster from the graveyard and add it to your hand. Once per turn, if your monster would be destroyed by battle, you can send one Therian card or one Endless Engine or Gyro system from your deck to the graveyard instead. Now, is that the only Therian card in the deck?
Potentially. Could have more copies of Regulus, maybe Lily Borea. Uncertain, though.
That's an interesting thing you got to ask yourself. Can he actually protect anything?
Yeah, it is definitely something you have to consider. He does summon a copy of Druisworm and Sorinir, and he's going to link those two into Muckraker.
Oh, it's Muckraker. All right.
Muckraker, pretty good in Labyrinth. He does summon back Fiends from the graveyard, but he's going to get the Druisworm effect to be able to send a special summon monster on Oliver's side of the field to the graveyard. Probably going to go after that Regulus.
Did we decide it was Druisworm or Sorinir?
He had both.
He had both, okay.
It was the one he added was Sorinir, but he had the Druisworm in hand.
Yeah, so I like Muckraker a lot. Just make it with 2 effect monsters. There's a sneak peek card for that particular set as well, Darkwing Blast. Let's get Fiend monsters out of your graveyard.
I think he's actually using the Premier Event card itself. It looks like an ultra rare copy.
And more interestingly, it discards a card as part of the effect. Now, I can think of a few Fiends that like being discarded by a card effect.
Somewhere down in the Dark World depths. But yeah, he does have that Fiend on the field now. So he is finally going to trigger the Druisworm to send Regulus. Doesn't really matter if you negate it. It's going to the graveyard either way.
Still has that face down card. I wonder what that is.
Could be something like...
Doesn't seem like an impermanence, because I think he might have used it on Muckraker. Maybe not.
No.
Maybe if it's impermanent, you hold it for Ariana.
Could be the case here. I'm going to set one card face down. So he does have a Fiend on the field now, so I think that means he can use the Big Welcome during Oliver's turn. You just need any Fiend, I believe.
You need a level 8.
Oh, it has to be a level 8 Fiend? Oof. Need the Lady or Lovely. Or Dark Necrofear.
Or Dark Necrofear. Replaces Endless Engine with Union. No, another Disc Coliseum.
I'm guessing he does play multiple Therion monsters if he's playing multiple copies of Disc Coliseum. Interesting.
That is an interesting deck list. Is it just 2 Regulus, I wonder, or is there a different Therion? Let's find out. Oh, it's another Regulus. All right. Looks like...
He's going to use the Medora before he has a chance to target the machine in the graveyard. Doesn't want the Regulus touching down if he can't avoid it.
So no machines in the graveyard means that Regulus can't drop. And it seems pretty clear that Oliver hasn't drawn any other ABC pieces other than that one C. It makes you wonder if his deck list might be a little light on them. Because I know that's one thing that ABC players did for a while, was just try to shave down to the absolute minimum number. I think they got to like 2-1-1 or something at one point.
Just find them, because you'll be able to recycle them with the ABC Dragon Buster, but we do see
now we're gonna get to a Union Hanger. Maybe. The Dragon Ravine should still be in the deck.
And we know,
as long as he's inside it.
And Oliver only has 1 card in hand, and it has to, I'm pretty sure that is the Regulus he just added. But the Union Hanger will be... Does he want to... I don't know.
If it goes through, it's huge.
Looks like he's going to activate Union Hanger. Does he have an ABC to summon? He's going to grab B Buster Drake. I'm imagining. I predicted the future. Normal summon B Buster Drake. And that's going to activate Union Hanger's effect to equip an appropriate target, A or C.
And now all the hard work of keeping that Therion Regulus off the field is going to go to waste.
Neither player drawing very good in this game, it seems like. Well, I mean, Jonas had the 2 B-Steals, but... So he equips the Union Driver, so he'll be able to equip the letter that he wants to special summon. As you mentioned earlier, you do this so you can special summon them from being equipped, so you can get 2 level 4s on the field. We go back to the old school ABC, and you go into, what is the... what was it called? The light monster lets you draw cards up till you have 2 in your hand that, I believe it, I can't remember the name of it right now. It escaped me in the last moment. Bujinte Tsukiyomi.
Oh, the one where you pitch your hand and draw till you have 2?
Yeah, but I love that card. It's really good in ABC.
I think we're pretty old school here with Claire and Rushka. I don't know that we're
that old
Bujinte Tsukiyomi old school. I don't know that that's happening. So we're combining Claire and Rushka with the Buster Drake. Are they an effect monster?
This is good for Lynn, the Light Charmer. And then B Buster Drake, since it's sent to the graveyard, will be able to add a letter from the deck to the hand. Sorry, Lina.
They are.
I always combine Lina and Lynn.
Nope. Nope, not Lynn.
So B Buster Drake is going to grab a copy of B Buster Drake, one of the few cards that can add a copy of itself.
Ice Dragon's Prison is active. Oh, it's Solid Judgment!
Wow, Ice Dragon Prison, a crazy card against ABC.
And Solemn Judgment, a good card against most things.
He's going to pay 4,000. It's one of those cards you can pretty much side deck in, going first anytime and knowing you're going to get some value out of it.
Oh, that's a pretty good insurance policy on a weak hand. Wow, that would have been devastating, the Ice Dragon's Prison.
Those letters are just gone. But instead, Oliver prepared for it already.
Oh, the big nose strikes again, and Ice Dragon's Prison is negated.
Jonas has seen enough.
After negated the rest of the game.
Wow. after a weak start from Oliver, he looked disheveled. He looked like he was just so sad, had his head in his hand. Yeah, he thought it was over. He set a monster turn one. His turn one was activate Therion Disc Coliseum, get Ash Blossom, set a monster, set a Speller Trap, pass, and then found a way to navigate himself to victory. I mean, the big key there, I think, maybe he drew that set rotation, and that really... All right, game number 3. This is for all the marbles, folks. For all the dual chips. All right, pot of extract.
All right, starting with extract. So prosperity is limited in this tournament. So I'm not shocked if a lot of duelists are switching to the triple extract instead and just going for more cards over card selection.
Yeah, so playing pot of extract with the Labyrinth makes you really need to get 3 copies of Chaos Angel for your extra deck, which can be kind of troublesome. But he has the Ash Blossom, which is met by Call by the Grave.
Oh, that hurt. If you're Oliver, that has to be crushing seeing the limited Called by the Grave get you.
Maybe he can take solace that his Union Hanger, if he has one, next turn won't be met with an Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. That's when I get Called by the Grave, I just have to try and tell myself, it's okay, they won't do that card to me on the following turn at least. But we see 1, 2, 3 cards in the Spell and Trap card zone.
But it also means that
they resolve their effect.
The welcome's going to go through. They're going to get their 2 cards.
Very true.
So having the extra 2 draws and 3 face down, Oliver does not look like a duelist who's drawn Harpy's Feather Duster. He has drawn a Therion Disc Coliseum, and that is going to happen. It's going to get... Oh, we haven't seen the Lily. We'll see if it's Regulus once again.
Looks like it might just be Regulus in the deck.
If you can believe it. It's Regulus again.
Will he have set rotation for the 3rd game in a row?
Yeah, he's got pretty good fortune on that set rotation.
So I was a big fan of ABC Adventure when the Adventure engine came out because you could use Therion Disc Coliseum in set rotation, and then you give them your Union Hanger, and you return or Therion Disc Coliseum, and you return it to your hand with Draco back. That's one of my favorite combos. Not what he's playing here, but definitely something to consider.
He's got the 1 Prosperity. All right, well, no Ash Blossom here. We're going to banish how many for the cost? 1, 2. It's got to be at least 3. We can't stop at 2 unless proceeding to 3.
Pot of Pressure. It's funny when they banish 3, I'm like, oh no, their hand's good. But if they banish 6, I'm like, oh no, they're going to get a good card. There's really no winning when it comes to however many they banish.
Oh, and it's going to be 3. We see Cosmic Cyclone.
That's pretty good.
All right, Cosmic Cyclone. Okay.
I thought for sure it was going to be a 3rd.
If it was 3rd to Cosmic Cyclone or like Duster, everything's roof was going to come off this building. Cosmic Cyclone. It's a nice one.
Yeah, Cosmic pretty good. I like it when you're going first. It's kind of like hard. You don't want to set it. You can just keep it in your hand. And then if they try and use like Stovey Torby or something to set a trap, you can just Cosmic the trap that they set at the end phase.
So Sea Crush Wyvern is summoned and gets in there for 12?
Again, the MVP here for Oliver. Sea Crush Wyvern.
That's why the C is for crush.
He's crushing the life points. Welcome Labyrinth.
Ooh, welcome Labyrinth. All right. We're going to get a Labyrinth monster from the deck and special summon it. Don't want to toss another Ash here. You got to remember it's still negated this turn. Thinking if there's going to be another chain link here. Looks like no. Ariana is the call. She's got a hefty defense, 2100 defense, and a searching effect to add any Labyrinth card from your deck to your hand. And an effect that draws a card and lets you special summon fiends or set spells and traps.
Pretty good card.
Ariana Labyrinth Servant is an excellent card.
Gonna main phase 2. We're seeing it again.
There they are, the Ventrilla duo. Now, Sea Crush Wyvern lets you special summon from your hand?
Yep. If it's into the graveyard, you can special summon a different letter from your hand.
But I guess the important part here is getting it in the graveyard for the Therion.
Oh, but that's immediately going to be met by Bestial Driftstorm. It looks like Jonas saw the same thing you did and wants to keep it out of the graveyard so Regulus won't be able to use the effect.
Ooh, Pankratops!
Not a bad card to have.
Now, because of the Bestial, that means that Jonas controls more monsters than Oliver does, which makes Pankratops, well, it was legal. Yes, so
Okay.
Pankratops has to stay. Yeah, Pankratops is a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like with the way his hand was, maybe I would have gone after 6 cards of that Pot of Prosperity.
Sets one face down. And
Lady.
then here we go in the end phase. Lady Labyrinth, the Silver Castle is going to hit. Because there is a set card face down, Pankratops can't target it. Now this is where things start to go very wrong for you. Once the level 8s get on the field, if you can't deal with them immediately before they start getting you cards, it can be tough. Now what we do have to think about though is that Pankratops is kind of nice. You have to chain directly to the normal trap with Lady Labyrinth to get a different one. So Pankratops could interrupt it in the middle and stop her from doing anything.
Yeah, someone had like the Paleozoic traps work to summon back from the graveyard. That's the way I always remember.
Exactly. So we got a Bestial and Ariana. They're going to make Chaos Angel. We were ordering chain links here.
So he's going to get a Banish and a Send.
And Pank now or forever hold your peace. He will. And we're going to chain Dogmatic Punishment. Chain Lady.
Oliver knows it is not looking good for him.
So I guess that's not the Cosmic Cyclone face down. Because I think if it was, you'd want to chain it to target that last face down. I wonder what that is.
I think it is.
So you're going to set the Ice Dragon's Prison.
I think Oliver might just be a little frustrated with the situation, so maybe not thinking about chaining that Cosmic Cyclone to cut him off from setting the trap.
I mean, even if it seems hopeless, you still have to make the best decisions possible.
Yeah.
Because if you make the best decisions possible and your opponent does not, you might still steal one.
Very true. You gotta have that right mentality when you're playing at the World Championship, especially.
Yeah, so I think they are checking, you know, can you activate this the same turn you used your extra deck? And you can, because it's for the rest of the turn of your, until the end of your next turn after this card resolves. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck.
It feels like forever.
You're gonna send Entis. Rather, Clara and Rushka are gonna get hit by Punishment.
Now he's gonna be able to use Lady.
And then Entis is gonna activate as well. Yeah, so the Lady went ahead and set Ice Dragon's Prison. Now we're gonna Entis. About 5 minutes left in the round here.
He summoned the Lady during Oliver's turn, right? So he can still put this Lady into attack mode?
Correct. And it is a Cosmic Cyclone. I'm gonna use it on the freshly set one that can't be chained.
That's gonna be that Ice Dragon's Prison.
I still don't get why you don't use it
To cut off
the original trap so that the card doesn't exist in the first place and you get that other one out. And we got an extra card on the field here. Where did this other card come from?
And that's it. Yeah, with that
All right.
hand.
I don't think it matters here because we're going to get 8,000 damage in any case.
Yeah, but that hand, I would have dug for 6 with that Pot of Prosperity.
Yeah, I think I would have as well.
But yeah, he kind of drew like the same kind of hand there in all games. There's a couple copies of Theron Disc Coliseum and not